Good morning, friends. I'm Dr. Ajay Shah, bringing this another Facebook Live. Uh, we have been talking about how to lose weight effectively, easily, and healthy way. I've done two segments on weight loss, so please watch those two segments, scroll them, and watch the third segment today as we go. All the segments are on YouTube, so you can watch them on YouTube also. Last week, I did a series on high blood pressure. So if you have not watched that series on high blood pressure, you can watch the series on high blood pressure also. So in last two segments on weight loss, we cover how common the obesity is, how can you start weight loss program, how can you start weight loss journey, what can you do to start preparing a healthy environment in your house, including your pantry, your kitchen, your refrigerator. I also talked about caloric density concept. So I definitely want you to watch the segment 1 and segment 2 uh, once you are done with today's segment, the current segment, segment 3. So let's start with segment 3. I want to talk about role of exercise in weight loss. Typically, if you follow my weight loss program, you don't need to exercise on a regular basis. At the same time, regular exercise not only will help in losing weight, but will also help to maintain the weight loss. So again, exercise will help, but is not necessary. Exercise has many benefits. Exercise improves your mood, and when your mood improves, emotional eating goes down. Exercise increases your muscle mass, particularly if you do weight training. And as your muscle mass goes up, you burn more calories every minute. So, doing exercise definitely is beneficial, not just weight loss, but for well being and for health. Exercise also improves sleep, and when sleep improves, your next day eating, your appetite, and your craving for unhealthy food also goes down. So, definitely, exercise has many benefits. So, I want all of you, including myself, to exercise on a regular basis if we want to start this weight loss program. Exercise can include as simple as walking. If you can jog or run, that would be even better. It should also include weight loss. It should also include weight training, including machine-based weight training or free weight training or calisthenic, where you use your body weight to do the weight training. So weight training is important. Also, some stretches and some abdominal workouts are also important. So again, role of exercise is must. You should exercise if you are starting a weight loss journey. But at the same time, if you follow my program, you don't need to exercise if you feel you're not ready for it. If you are having any joint issues, if you're having back pains, if you are having any other health issues, and if you are not able to exercise, even with no exercise on my program, you will lose weight. If you exercise, it will only enhance the effects of my program, but it's not necessary. So having said that, let's start to the next step. Uh, I also want to cover that as you start this weight loss program, I want you to see your primary care physician and get a physical done because as you lose weight on my program, certain things will start to change. Your weight obviously will start coming down. Your blood pressure will start coming down. So you will need to cut down on some of the blood pressure medications. Your diabetes, if you have diabetes, will start to improve and your sugar will start to come down. So you may have to cut down on your diabetic medications if you are on them. Um, your thyroid function may change. So definitely you need to stay in touch with your primary care physician. There are certain laboratories, certain labs I want you to get it done before you start this program. And some of them include thyroid function. People who have low thyroid, they have very difficulty in losing weight. So I want to make sure that your thyroid function is normal. If you are not diabetic, then I want you to have your A1C and glucose check to make sure you're not pre-diabetic or diabetic. I want you to check your liver function test to see if you have fatty liver or not. Fatty liver is very common in people who are overweight and obese. As a matter of fact, fatty liver is as common as 60 to 70% of people in America. And if you have fatty liver, it's very alarming situation, alarming condition, because that can lead to cirrhosis. So I want you to reverse the fatty liver and clear out all the fat from the liver. As you lose weight, fatty liver will improve, and hopefully fatty liver will completely go away, and you will have a normal, healthy liver function. So checking liver function, including ALT and AST, is also important. Checking some of the other labs, including cortisol hormone. If your doctor feels that you have certain adrenal gland issues, would be very appropriate. Obviously, your doctor would be the best judge what labs you need. But definitely talk to your doctor that do you need any labs before you start the weight loss program. Um, Next thing I want to cover is this concept of people asking me what is the ideal macronutrient ratio. So macronutrients are carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Those are the macronutrients. Obviously, water is also macronutrient, but it doesn't bring any calorie. So there are macronutrients and there are micronutrients. Macronutrients are again are the one which typically gives you calories. And a lot of people ask me that what is the ideal macro ratio? You must have heard this term macro ratio and this question about what the ideal macro ratio should be. So, in my opinion, ideal macro ratio should be carbohydrate about 65%, 65 to 70%, fat about 25%, and protein about 10%. Many of you may be following a different macro ratio. For example, people who follow keto diet, they follow very low carbohydrate diet, very high fat diet, and medium protein diet. And in keto diet, carbohydrate could be as low as 5 to 10%. In my opinion, that's wrong, that's unhealthy, and that's actually proven to be long term very, very detrimental. So, again, carbohydrate anywhere less than 45 to 50% is not healthy. So, please do not follow keto diet. If you have any questions about keto diet, ask me in comment section and I will answer those questions in my next segment on weight loss. So again, no keto diet. Same with paleo diet. Paleo diet has a high protein, as much as 35 to 40% calories from protein. That's also a no-no in terms of following for weight loss. It's been proven that when protein goes above 10 to 15% of calories in our diet, there is a long-term issues and actually longevity goes down when there is a high protein in diet. So ideal macro ratio should be 65 to 70% carbohydrate. And obviously all that carbohydrate should come from whole food, plant-based, no oil. That means eating vegetables raw and water cooked vegetables, eating water cooked beans, lentils, legumes, eating intact grains, including brown rice, black rice, wild rice, quinoa, old groats, millets, whole wheat, uh, and all those things should be eaten. Also, fresh fruits and fruit smoothies and cooked fruits, those things should be eaten. So again, when I say 65 to 70% carb, I meant to say whole food, plant-based, no oil carb, because Oreos is vegan and is carb, but is not healthy. Chips are vegan but are not healthy because chips has oil and simple carb. Same way with white bread is not healthy because it has less fiber and has a simple carb and raises your insulin and raises your sugar. So when I say 65 to 70% carb, many people get alarmed about it. But when I explain that 65 to 70% carb should be actually whole food, plant-based, no oil carb, then all the concerns goes away. So I agree. We should not be eating certain type of carb. It's not the carb is the enemy, it's the type of the carb which many Americans eat is the enemy. It's a simple carb, it's the white flour, it's the white rice is the enemy. It's a processed carb which is the enemy. Now, fat should be about 25 to 30%, and it should be mostly mono and polyunsaturated fat. That means fat from nuts and seeds and avocado. Um, we should avoid saturated fat as much as possible. That means less vegetable oils, less meat products, less cheese, less full fat dairy, and even less uh, less coconut oil, and many things which has a saturated fat. So avoiding saturated fat is not only cuts down the calories, but is also healthy for us. Saturated fat raises the LDL, the bad cholesterol, and then can cause the heart disease. In terms of the protein, it should be about 10% of calories because, like I explained, when we eat protein, more than 10% of our calories, it increases mortality and makes us live less. So calories from protein should be no more than 10%. And it should be about anywhere between 55 and 85 grams of protein. Nobody needs more than 100 grams of protein, no matter how athletic that person is, no matter how big and muscular that person is. Typically, most people need less than 70, 75 grams of protein. Whenever I talk to my personal trainer, he always advises me to eat 150 to 200 grams of protein, which is, in my opinion, wrong, and that's not necessary, and that's actually very unhealthy. So, read on protein recommendations, and it should be zero point 0.4 gram per pound maximum. If you are above age 65, you may need 10 gram more, but definitely most people don't need more than 70 or 80 gram of protein per day. And if you eat a well balanced 2000 calorie diet, particularly if you eat whole food, plant based, no oil diet with variety of food, including vegetables, including fruits, including lentils, legumes, beans, including small amount of nuts and seeds, and including intact grains, I can assure you, I can guarantee you that you will get 60 to 80 gram of protein, and that's all we need. So let's talk about micronutrients now. So again, macronutrients, I explained the ratio. Micronutrients is many times ignored. We don't realize that our body actually also is in need of micronutrients and also craving for micronutrients. So micronutrients are actually the phytochemicals which comes typically from plant. Micronutrients are antioxidants. Micronutrients are certain minerals. Micronutrients are certain vitamins, and all those micronutrients are as important as macronutrient. Matter of fact, there is an equation given by Dr. Furman, H equals N over C. H equals N over C. That means your health depends upon N means how much nutrients or micronutrients get over how many calories you get, which comes typically from macronutrients. So more micronutrient you get per calorie, healthier you will be. So I want you to eat each and every food item which is loaded with micronutrients. Micronutrients. And again, the most micronutrients dense food are whole food, plant-based, no oil food. To give you example, green vegetables and fruits are loaded with micronutrients for very low calorie versus meat is loaded with a lot of calories with very minimum micronutrients. So again, micronutrients are very, very important. So try to achieve as much micronutrient as possible. Your body will crave less for micronutrient and will reach out for appropriate amount of food, appropriate amount of calories, so that way body doesn't keep craving for more food to get more micronutrients. So again, micronutrients are very important. And the uh, last substance, which truly is not in a way nutrient because it does not give us that much calories, is the fiber. Fiber, in my opinion, probably is the most important component of the food we eat. We need to eat about 50 to 60 gram of fiber per day. The recommendation is about 35 to 40 gram of fiber per day. Americans get less than 15 gram of fiber per day because Americans eat a lot of animal products, a lot of processed food, and both of them have very low amount of fiber. So to get the fiber, you need to eat whole food, plant-based, no oil diet. Then you will get adequate amount of fiber, hopefully more than 50 to 60 grams. Fiber actually also, soluble fiber particularly, also when it gets to the colon, it actually also makes small chain fatty acid by the action of the bacteria in the colon. And that small chain fatty acid has shown many benefits, including longevity, including prevention of diabetes, including prevention of Alzheimer, including in immunity, and it also provides small amount of calories. So again, fiber is probably as important as macronutrient and micronutrient. So don't forget the fiber component of your diet. If you want to if you want to lose weight, eat as much fiber as you can. Fiber gives you satiety. Fiber gives you fullness. Fiber gives you that you have eaten enough and you don't keep eating more and more food. So fiber is must if you want to lose weight. I actually keep track of how much fiber I ate by rough estimate every food I eat and I write it down. For example, if I have a medium-sized bowl of lentils or beans, typically it gives me about 250 calories, about uh, about 15 to 20 gram of protein, and it gives me about 10 to 12 gram of fiber. And I write it down how much fiber I get. Typically, I try to get anywhere from 50 to 70 gram of fiber per day. Fiber, in my opinion, is as important as remembering macro and micronutrient and water. And let's talk about the water. Water is also very important component in strategy to lose weight. People who drink water right amount actually has help in losing weight. If you have large glass of water before your breakfast, before your lunch, before your dinner, you automatically will eat less calories, less food because water without any calorie fills up your stomach and you get satiety and you eat less calorie. So water is actually one of the preloading substance before any kind of meal. And we will talk about preloading as we go over next few segments. But water is important. I actually highly recommend to drink minimum 64 ounces of water and preferably even more than that. You should be passing the urine every hour or two, and then you know that you are drinking enough water. Your urine should be a clear color urine because amount of water we need depends upon how much exercise we do, what kind of temperature we live in. If you live in a hot desert, then you may need more water. If you live in a sunny area, if you work outside in the sun all day, then you may need more water. So the better way to know how much water you should be getting is if you are having urine output every 1 to 2 hours and a clear urine, then you know that you are drinking enough water. So today we covered about macro ratio. Today we covered about micronutrients. Today we covered about fiber. And today we covered about water. Today we also covered about exercise. So please watch this segment again and again. It will be on YouTube in next few hours. So watch it. Please share this with your family and friends, this live on your page. Please share the YouTube video. Please subscribe to our channel. I will be doing next segment on weight loss later today in the afternoon. So please stay tuned for that. Again, thank you for joining on this live. Thank you for watching this live. If you're watching later on, please share again and please subscribe to our channel. I hope this live was beneficial to you. Please have comment. Please have questions. Thank you and see you soon. Thank you.